I figured out I couldn't see nothing. Today is vlog day 1088. Ironically, you look smaller.
Good morning. Today's kind of a preemptive French Friday. It's not Friday yet, but hey, as far as the rest of time is concerned, it might as well be Friday. I've wanted to talk about, for French Friday, today, I thought I'd talk to you about falling in love with your first neighborhood in Paris. Why maybe you should be careful in doing so. And also, I'm just going to go to Paul Rombo, get some coffee. It's a little bit of a later start this morning, and it's a long ways away, but I'm going to go for it. And, when beautiful Jeanne is on the other side, and I know how much you like hearing her speak English, it's hard to say no. And also, I don't know when they're going on vacation. Almost everybody's going on vacation soon. Paris is about to shut down. Fringe is closed. Cours de Liban closes in a few days. Like, so many places that are in the game are going to be closed for vacation. Not all of them, but a bunch of them. And I don't even know what the schedules are. I think Bon Esprit, David's not there right now, but he's coming back soon. I don't even know. So we're going to go get coffee from them. They always make me feel warm and special and nice and lovely, and I could use some Palais Rombo love this morning, so I'm going to go do that and get a bunch of work done and talk to you about not falling in love with your first French neighborhood, district, arrondissement, street, park, whatever it is. You'll get it here in a second. So one of the things that I've noticed over time, and that I was talking about yesterday, I think it was with Jake after we had dinner last night, was the idea of falling in love with your first neighborhood. That first street that you walked on in Paris, where you had your first Airbnb, or maybe your first apartment, or maybe it's near the school that you attended when you first studied here. One of the traps that we all fall into, one degree or another, I feel like one of the traps we all fall into is thinking like this is the best place ever. And that the danger is that it's kind of like falling in love with your first girlfriend or boyfriend, where you think they're the best thing ever. You think they're the one for you, and you'll be with them forever. Only to realize, once you've moved in, that they've got a nasty drug habit and they tend to kick puppies. You don't find that out until later, but once you're more committed, hard to avoid. That's what some neighborhoods in Paris might do to you. The reason it came up was because Jake was talking about some of his friends that stayed, they like got an Airbnb or something in a pretty sketchy part of town. Like an area that we were like, maybe at night be kind of careful. And thankfully, they had a great time. Unfortunately, such a great time that they were like, you know what, next time we come back, we're staying here. In fact, we might want to move here. It's kind of like, well, maybe date around a little bit. Maybe see a few more neighborhoods. Like, you know, give some other spots a try. In my guide, I write about this because I write about areas of town that I think are fantastic for first timers, areas that I wouldn't really go until I was more familiar with the city, and areas that I just generally wouldn't stay, period. And of course it's up to you. You know what you like, you know what you prefer, whether you like something that's a little bit more residential or whether there's a lot more nightlife or, you know, whatever it is that qualifies a neighborhood as your ideal spot to be. That's up to you, obviously. But not all of them are created equal, and you want to be kind of careful. And if nothing else, just date around a little bit, you know? Try different parts of the city, move around. You might find out that you were totally right. The first place that you were at is the best place possible for you. In which case, good on you. But, you know, you might find out that there was something better out there for you all along, and all you needed to do was give it one more try to find that out. Everybody loves your accent so much.
Hi.
Anything else?
Yes, just come for a coffee, please.
She's too cute. She's the sweetest. They're so sweet, both of them. So nice to go in there. Anyways, I'm a little bit torn as to what to do right now. I feel like wandering for a little bit. See if I can find a few Space Invaders, wander down some streets that maybe I haven't really explored in this area. See, this is an example. It's actually a pretty good area to stay, especially if you want the local experience. But it's not going to be an area that you end up discovering necessarily on your own as a tourist, because there aren't any big monuments or parks over here. that would drive you here. Where maybe you end up over near the Louvre or the Eiffel Tower or something like that, and you think, oh, that's where I want to be because I know the Eiffel Tower. The Eiffel Tower is great. I want to stay there. I want to live there. And maybe you do. It might work out really well for you, but if you're expecting like, you know, hustle and bustle and lots of good food and coffee and, you know, and maybe even a little bit of nightlife, that area isn't going to work out for you. And you're not going to know that until you experience it. So not saying you shouldn't try it, not saying you shouldn't experience it, just saying don't limit yourself. Expand beyond those boundaries that you initially set for yourself or that are initially set for you. And the world will be your oyster. Just like this world is my oyster right now. And I'm going to find me some space invaders. I've been walking for a while. I haven't found any new Space Invaders. Picking all the wrong streets apparently. You gotta, you know, some back streets. Find those sneaky ones. I'm sure there's gotta be one around. I feel like my ability to spot them has been decreased for some reason recently. Just not as good as I used to be at it. But hey, there's some incomplete street art of another variety. I also forgot to mention the tragedy that is Pullman will be closed for the entire month of August. So make sure you get in there before August hits. Where are you gonna miss them? I already missed them. It's a sad day. What am I gonna do during August? It's tragic. Well, I finally found one, but it's one I already have. Gotta keep exploring. I gotta find at least one before I go home. Finally! Looks like a time traveler being chased by cavemen. I know I should. I don't know what game this is. If you want to find that one, it's right next to Nomad, which I think is in my guide. And if it's not, it's on my Mapster. Ooh, so you can find it one way or another is one of my recommendations. Nice little coffee shop that I've hung out at a couple of times before with Sonia. Get your coffee and a Space Invader all in one. Not a bad 1-2 combo. Aha! Yes! Okay, today's feeling this. I'm almost ready to be done with my Invader walk. I have a lot of stuff I got to get done. I found out that I still need to re-up my global entry renewal, which I never finished, and I definitely need to finish that before it runs out. And there were like a handful of other things that required official documentation I just don't have on me that I gotta do. So I get to go home and keep working. But I'm gonna keep wandering for a little bit longer, and I probably could have lunch. I had a late omelet. The omelet was very good at Pullman, so I'm not quite as hungry as I'm pretty hungry though. I should probably stop and find some food. I walked by a couple of really good looking spots. Like there's a pizza spot that looked really good, a little Brooklyn burger shop that looked really good. There's a handful of things that I've seen on this walk that looked really good, but I'm a long ways away from all of them now. So these are great problems to have, let's be honest. The updates to Nation are great. This area looks amazing. They had like a little game station set up by the mayor's office for families to sit out in the park and play. And all of this fresh asphalt is perfect for wheeling. Too bad I don't have my wheel with me. I've wandered much farther than I intended to. I'm gonna go down towards the monuments here because I've never actually checked those for invaders. And then I either gotta find food here or hop on a train. Nothing's looked good so far though. I've wandered too far from tasty food territory, unfortunately. I'm sure there's something around here, just I don't know what it is. I made it home. I got some work done. I have more work that I need to get done. But I forgot, so scattered with all this stuff. I forgot to tell you about how I fell prey to this myself, but didn't entirely. It's a little bit different because when I came, the first time I came to Paris, I came with my parents. and we just kind of went all over the city. And the way that I fell in love was I had a friend who was here and she showed me around the city, and I fell in love with the city, and like I fell in love with her and fell in love with basically everything. It's amazing how the first time you're in Paris, you have this overly romantic just sense of everything. I don't think she was ever interested in me. Maybe she was. I don't think she was. But I definitely, like, after spending a few days exploring Paris with her, I was like, marry me. And that's just the effect that Paris has on you. It's something that for many of us is impossible to avoid. That's one of the reasons that we end up coming back. It's one of the reasons that I'm here. But then when I lived here, I didn't fall prey to this at all because I lived over near Market des Poissonniers in a really crappy living situation. I've told this story before, sleeping on a dude's wood floor, like literally sleeping on the floor until somebody took pity on me and gave me the mat that I slept on this floor until I finally got this bed and couch situation going on. And so I don't know, walking out of the metro at night and being like seeing women lined up along the sides of the street of a very particular demographic, hiding, like not fully hiding in the shadows. Some of those kinds of things, just like, I'm okay. I don't really think I want to live here anymore. It is just a few blocks away from some areas in town that I would love to live in, but there was no romance for me in that area. Maybe things have changed, I don't know, but at the moment, pretty happy where I'm at. There are areas in the city that I would love to live if I could live anywhere in the city. That's a discussion that Jake and I had last night as well. And I think it's one that I might get into here in the not too distant future also. But in the meantime, cherish the love you do have, that first love you have with Paris. I'm not trying to say you shouldn't have it. I'm not trying to say that it's wrong or it's invalid. I'm just saying, be careful. Don't let the romance of the city blind you to the fact that maybe there's a better option somewhere else in the city for you. Date around. Date the arrondissements of Paris. Date the neighborhoods, not just the arrondissements, the neighborhoods inside the arrondissements too, because each arrondissement has its upsides and downsides. So just make sure, just keep an open mind. I have no idea. This analogy really broke down a long time ago. I hope you're having a wonderful day, wherever it is you are. And I'm going to leave you here. I will see you bright and early tomorrow morning for a wonderful, sweet, sunny summer day here in Paris, France. Adios.